So first box that we must tick is find a club or a swing for these distances. And the reason why we've identified these distances, I didn't come up with these. TrackMan have identified that these are the 10 most important distances to be able to hit. If you can play these 10 distances, you can get to a scratch handicap. So first distance that we're looking for is 55 meters, and then we go 65, 75, 85, 95, 105, 125, 145, 165 carry, and then driver. So ultimately, if you know what club, what swing is going to help you get these golf balls to fly this distance, you're definitely one step ahead of the curve there. The next checklist that we want to do is based on these numbers, we need to know what our dispersion pattern is. So hitting 10 shots at 55 meters, and then quickly having a look at what is my dispersion pattern, because that then is going to be the critical driver of how you're going to determine and play the game of golf. Based on that, like I just mentioned there, the next checklist is then map out the golf course. So we're in a modern day where you can jump on Google and have a look at the Google map of the golf course that you do play. When you have that, you can then start to draw little circles. So if you know your driver, for example, goes 150 meters and your dispersion circle's 10%, I can grab the cursor and then put myself at 150, draw a little circle around that 15-meter circle, and that becomes your hitting area. And then from there, you can then look at what your second shot is doing. Again, it might be 145 carry, that might be my 5-wood or my 3-wood. I hit that. Again, if I've got a 10% dispersion circle, I then draw another little circle around that second area. So all of a sudden, you've got this map on how you want to move around this golf course, right? And then from there, we can then move into actually now refining our skills to improve this dispersion circle. Yep, ultimately, if my dispersion circle is 20% over a 165 distance, what's that, 33 meters, I then want to work that down. So then I know that each time that I come down and practice, and if I know that I'm working on one of the skills that's going to have an impact on that, that every time I come down and practice, I know that that circle's getting smaller and smaller and smaller, to the point you can start to strive for US Tour standards of 6%. Couple little tips and tricks out on the golf course, and this will definitely help with making some adjustments. But again, you need to know this, so you then know how this is going to impact these distances. So in the rough, because the golf ball and the club face don't get that nice pure contact, we do reduce the spin. So when we reduce spin on the golf shot, it comes out lower or flatter, which means that if my 7-iron is designed to carry 100, in this example here, 160, because of the less spin, it can dive out of the sky a little bit more, or it can also have the opposite effect and also go further. So again, until we hit this golf shot, we don't really know. So more often than not, because we don't have the speed behind it, less spin means ball comes out a little bit lower, flatter, which means it's going to land shorter and then have more run behind it. If I then know that and I'm trying to calculate that into it, I then might go to a 6-iron or whatever that golf club may be. Wind. This is a very interesting topic. Wind is not a constant, so it's very hard to put a number behind it. But let's just say we were able to go, it's a 10-kilometer-an-hour wind, and it stayed the same for my downwind shot and my into the wind shot. So the same wind will only help half the amount. And again, this is the little calculations that good golfers make, is that they're into the wind, they'll hit their golf shot. So let's say they got 160 meters here again. They hit their golf shot, hit it really well, and it falls 10 meters short. So in their mind, they just noted that, because it's valuable information for the next one. So if it's hurting me 10 meters, when I then have that wind switch around for me, it's only going to help me 5 meters. Yeah, that's the kind of rule of thumb that we go for. So one, definitely be aware of how much is that wind actually affecting that golf shot. We can definitely learn from that. Write it down, so when you are into the wind there, you can then go, okay, I'm going to learn from my mistakes, and away we go. And then again, when it comes to assistance, it's only going to be half. The reason why it's half is the wind's going to try and knock that golf ball down, so it's not going to stay up in the air as much. Again, if you're a high flighter of the golf ball, it will definitely carry and stay in the air a little bit more. The lie. There was a question here on ball below, ball above the feet. Simple principle, just the ball will follow the lie. So if the ball is beneath me, it's going to want to go in that direction, peel out to the right hand side. If it's more above me, it's going to go to the left hand side. If I'm on an upslope, it's going to send the ball more into the air there. Yeah, so if it's going to go more into the air, what can we do? Yeah, if it goes more into the air, the ball's not going to fly as far. So if I've got a 7-iron, I think it's a 7-iron, go back to a 6-iron. You're playing that club, that lie is going to affect that golf club. Or a complete opposite, if I'm on the downslope, again it's going to follow that slope there. So again, you know, if I think it's a 7-iron, I might even go back to an 8-iron and just make my normal swing and let this thing come out a little bit lower. It's going to land shorter, you know, run on to the green, let's just say. Tight lies is another one. So the ball will come off faster. So if I hit a golf shot off something like this and I'm trying to hit a little chip shot, for example, the ball will come off a lot faster. So firm lies, good golfers love firm lies because you've got to do less to get the same kind of outcome at the other side. So bunkers are very similar here too. Firmer lies, the ball's going to come out faster, that type of stuff there.